Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight, and it's leading into the new year. I always try to do the videos with the goals set and do a lot of information to prep us going into the new calendar year. So I want to go over tonight, cover things that 10 most important things that entrepreneurs need to have covered into 2026. Again, that's the 10 most important things entrepreneurs need to have covered in 2026. And you say, well, D, how you come up with this list? This is just a list of experience and information I gathered over the years with myself and just dealing with clients. And I will say, if you have close to, not necessarily all, but close to most of this information covered, you will have a smooth and successful 2026 calendar year with your business. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? Another great Thursday, as always.
Hey, man.
Good free information being doled out. Hopefully people take heed to it.
You know, Batman and Robin get in the studio, it's on the pop.
That's right. Other than that, we just, we're going to make it do what it do.
Always. Also want to say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up, Rick?
What's going on, Rick?
And right now, again, it's the Dollar Hour.
Hey, the mama.
What's going on, Mom?
Hey, Mama came in early today, Mama.
Well, we coming in late.
We are late. We are late, Mama. I'm sorry. We late. You early. Hey, Mom.
Again, it's the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. I ain't got my stand for my book, but I did my story book. Okay, but again, we're talking about tonight's show, guys. The 10 most important things entrepreneurs need to have covered going in 2026. My bad, Lamb.
No worries.
We had to put my book, Short Dollar Sense. We'll talk about that for the end of the show. But again, those 10 most important things that entrepreneurs need to have covered in 2026. I meet clients all the time and potential clients, and I always say the same thing. Entrepreneurs don't necessarily fail because of things that other people didn't do. It's mostly because the entrepreneur is not prepared.
Okay.
When you're prepared, you got everything set up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily that bad stuff won't happen, but when you're prepared, you can adjust and rebound when things happen. You won't necessarily have everything covered, but you'll always be moving in a direction where you got as much covered as possible, and you even prepared. Like the what is or something else. But when you have that attitude where I got it, and I deal with a lot of people that got it, right? It always going to end up blowing up in your face.
Okay.
But if you spend a little time trying to figure out, okay, hey, these are possible things that can and can't happen, it'll put you in the best situation possible with that. Okay. So, when you ask yourself, basically, guys, how many of you guys are truly prepared for 2026? Right? Because we understand one thing, hope is not a strategy. But preparation is. Hope is not a strategy, but preparation is.
That's right.
And we can't hope things are going to happen. We got to actually start writing it down, being accountable for stuff. Because when things don't go wrong, I didn't know, I wasn't ready. It's not an answer.
Not an answer.
You got to be accountable to yourself, guys. You can't really just play like, okay, be ignorant and stuff like I didn't know. You want to be as prepared as possible. And that's why we, have this show and stuff so we can actually give out the information.
Right.
To put people in the best, situation possible. So here are the 10 most important things that you need to have locked in before 2026 hits. Okay. If you want your business to survive, grow, and even compete. Okay. And the number one thing is the numbers must be accurate, not estimated. You guys know I'm accounted by profession. And when we start talking about projections and things like that, a lot of times people will have, hypothetical numbers of, I'm going to make 10,000, 5,000, whatever. And stuff. Like, look, that's just imaginary stuff. Because when you tell me you're going to make $10,000, first thing I'm saying, well, how are you going to do it? Right. Well, and you get that look. Right. So I'm saying, where did that number come from? So what are you selling? Right. Well, I'm selling burgers. How much the burgers cost? Okay. Well, the burgers cost $5 a piece. So, okay, we got to multiply. We want to get to 10,000. That means you're going to sell at $5 to make 10,000. You're going to sell 2,000 burgers. Right. So you're going to sell 2,000 burgers. And people sit there and say to themselves like, I don't know. They don't have a strategy.
Right.
So how many burgers you gonna sell on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis? You get what I'm saying?
Right. Sometimes you got to break it down to the hour.
Exactly.
Right.
But we can't just throw out hypothetical numbers. So again, that number one thing, you got to have your numbers accurate as possible. This is like I said, priority number one.
Okay.
Because we don't deal in feelings, we don't deal in hope, we deal in numbers, right? And you need to have your updated financial statements, a clear profit and loss statement, clear, clean bookkeeping. Guys, if you, I'm gonna say this, guys, because all the time, I deal with potential clients. It's really people go to school 4 years for this. I don't mean sound funny, and we don't really want to take for lightly. We start talking about bookkeeping, accounting, and things like that. It's the reason why people, go to school for it and everything. WebMD is not your doctor. ChatGPT is not your attorney. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so
Raheem, my cousin, who was really good at math in high school,
what people equate balancing the checkbook to accounting. Right. That shit ain't the same. So I just want people to definitely don't underestimate it, because in business, if your numbers are wrong, everything else is wrong. Right. You won't be able to get loans. You won't be able to get certain contracts. You won't be able to get certain insurance policies. You won't even get certain recognitions or certifications. So you want your numbers to be right. And if you guess it and you guess wrong, which most people do, you lose them opportunities. So you want to make sure you got your books tight. If you're not familiar with it, leave it the hell alone. If you want to do it yourself, I understand you're smart. I understand you took algebra and calculus in high school. I get it. I understand. But my point with all that is, I'm telling you guys, you have to. Insurance guy called me during the show. Right. I understand that, but at the end of the day, you gotta know your lane. So I gotta know mine. And the time that you spending trying to deal with something that really ain't your lane, you're gonna ready to get it back. Right. So you need to make sure that's great. Accurate cash flow. Accurate cash flow tracking. We want to know if we got money in there. One of the unfortunate things, I think, when people actually look at their bid, is they'll say, "Well, look, I got money in the bank. We're doing fine or whatever." They don't understand the whole concept of cash flow. We say cash flow, that's actually cash you got on hand to cover current and potential costs, right? So at the end of the day, perfect example is when you actually got a business. Let's say we got a vape store. Okay. So vape store, they deal in the tax payments you got to pay out to the county and the state, and the federal government too. So the sale, but I was just saying in regards to the sales that I make in December, I got to pay the taxes for in January. Okay. Right. So what happens is I might have had a good month in December. So it ain't no big thing, but I just paid the November taxes in December. I got money in the bank. I might have had a super sales in December. Everybody get holiday gifts and everything, but I got a slow January. But I got this big old tax bill for December. Right. I wasn't ready for. Right. Plus I got to pay the end of the quarter 2025 taxes. I ain't ready for it. So if we start looking at cash flow, actually, where we at in particular things, we got to be aware of not only what I have now, but also what I got to take care of in the future. Right. So if I'm losing you with this kind of stuff, that's why it's so important you get somebody to know what they're talking about. Right. For doing it, right? So you want to have that. And most important, guys, you got to have a realistic budget. Not some shit you just threw together because you think, okay, we got to have a budget. Right. You got to have a realistic budget, going back to what I said before. You know what you got to pay for rent. You know what you got to pay for insurance. You know what you got to pay for advertising. Go ahead right now, the world of people paying for influencers. People have to pay for certain insurance. If you got any kind of product where you got packaging and things like that, you know the per item cost you got to have associated with everything. Realistic, you know what you're going to sell. I'm going to sell 10,000, T-shirts. If you ain't been selling 200 or 300 of them, how the hell you going to sell that? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. On a daily basis. Like if you ain't been selling them regularly, you'd barely scrape it by with a couple of hundred. You're not gonna sell that. Especially if you ain't get out there and go get that money personally. Right. Which most people aren't. Right. Most people stop at no. Most people stop with the first piece of rejection. So if you're not the type of person to be out there, go out there and get out there and go get that money, grind. That doesn't mean don't do it, but that means do not underestimate how hard it is to go get money. Right? So you got to just kind of go with the flow and the speed that you're already in. I think that's where a lot of people lose to that. So we want to make sure we have a realistic budget. You cannot run a business off vibes. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. It's that simple. It's that simple. Do not underestimate knowing the importance of your numbers and what numbers you got going on.
Right.
You know, that's the number one thing I'm telling you guys. You got to make sure those finances are straight. Every year when I get those dang tax returns, people come in, 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever. And I'm like, hey man, listen, you spent 2,000 in this, 3,000 in this, 4,000 in that. What the hell did everything exist in all these rounded numbers?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So listen, what I'm saying, everybody focus on those numbers. Math is math.
Yeah.
I understand. Everybody ain't a math whiz, right? But listen to it. If you want to play them games where you're dealing with stuff, you want to go into that arena, you need to have as much of that stuff covered as possible. And if it's not easy for you, go get somebody to help you.
And I think that's the part a lot of people hesitate on, getting somebody to help. Because as entrepreneurs, we think we can do it all.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, to be honest, I don't want to say we don't know no better. We know better, but we just want to do it all because it's our business. Ain't nobody gonna see it how I see it. Ain't nobody gonna see the vision like I see. You know how we are. Well, everything entrepreneurs say when they don't want to hire somebody to do the job right.
Yeah. But see, it's gonna look like you did it, right? And it's gonna feel like you did it,
right?
Because you're gonna be at your level. Plus, you already strung out trying to be the marketer, the financer, the owner, the advertiser, the manager, all that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And you stretched in with everything. So you gotta understand, like, hey, your limitations as an individual. And far too often people are not prepared to do all that because they're trying to save a buck. I get it. Everybody got entrepreneurial budgets. I don't have the money to do that. I hear it all the time. And I believe you, I understand it.
Right.
But sometimes you can't afford not to have. Some things you can't afford not to have. So the thing that you may have that is a convenient that you think is good, maybe like some cable charge. I'm just talking.
Right.
You might need to get rid of that to make sure you have that. You get what I'm saying? So it's just those numbers got to be right, guys. I cannot stress you guys enough. Again, we're talking about 10 things every entrepreneur need to have covered going in 2026. The first one being them numbers. The second one is a tax strategy. And I'm not talking about just filing taxes. You got to have your tax strategy. Well, filing taxes is the minimum. Smart entrepreneurs have a tax plan, projected tax liabilities, that being whatever, if you're going to make a certain amount of dollars, I would tell people have a certain percentage that you're going to have to allocate to the side. And you're going to get taxed on the actual profit. So if I make sold 10,000, spent out 3,000, 7,000 in profit, good number to look at having anywhere from 15 to 20% allocated to the side for taxes. 15 to 20%, right? That number can vary depending on how you file, single, head of household, married. So 15 to 20% be a good ballpark number to have allocated to the side. There'll be estimated payments being scheduled. So if you know you're going to have it, that profit and stuff, go and start paying it so you don't incur no kind of penalties for not paying those self-employed taxes or have all those deductions mapped out. Okay, retirement contributions can be integrated in there. If you know you're making an X amount of dollars, you got a successful business. We're not getting any younger. Do not wait till you turn 50 to sit here and be like, damn, man, I'm making this money. I want to actually, start getting ready for retirement. Guys, you can actually max out your Roth or your traditional IRA. They got SEP programs. If you got kids, you can put in their 529 grandkids, your health savings plan. You can actually allocate some of them profits over there, which will reduce your taxable income, because especially the things you're going to use, right? So you can easily have that. What we just said, the $7,000 profit, drop that down to $3,000, and you already got $4,000 of things you're going to eventually need to have. Okay, right? So at the end of the day, like you got to be proactive what you think or think with everything from a tax strategy standpoint. I do want to get this caveat, guys. I do want to get this caveat. Far too often I run across entrepreneurs where they have businesses and they want to write off everything. So the thought process is, I don't want to pay any money in taxes, so I got this person doing my taxes, and they clear it out. Well, we pay the lease, or we get a refund back. Right. Let me explain something to everybody. I'm always 100% on doing it correct way, right? Especially we have to go back and prove stuff. We got documentation. But I do want people to understand something with your thought process. If I want to write it off and I want to pay less in taxes, it's going to be very challenging for you if you start looking at yourself saying, okay, we're doing good, business is growing, business is booming. And you turn around and want to meet potential investors, potential lenders, and on paper, it's showing you losing money. And so you feeling good because you got this $3,000 to $5,000 refund, but you missing out on this $50,000 to $60,000 loan because your ass wanted a little funky refund.
Right.
You got if we want to be bosses, we want to be entrepreneurs, we got to move and think like that. You cannot get caught into wanting this damn $5,000 tax refund and missing off on this $50,000 loan.
Okay.
I just want everybody to understand that. Yes, you may have a tax liability. That's why we got a tax strategy. So if we're making money each month, we're allocating 15 to 20% to the side. So at the end of the year, when we file our taxes, it's in an escrow account that we have no access to. We've allocated it over there, right? I'm giving y'all free information. I charge a lot of damn money for this shit. You're already allocating that to an escrow account you don't have any ties to. At the end of the day, you already have it there. So if you do have a tax bill, don't be tripping. You're gonna just cut the check.
Right.
What I just said in with the first section with the finances, it's all about preparation. It's all about preparation. Not, man, I got to pay the IRS. I got to pay. Shit, you got to know that. When you're working in corporate America, we're always, any finance and accounting department in corporate America, when we're looking at the budgets each month, we're sitting there allocating and reconciling everything to understand that, listen, what we just made, this is what our potential tax bill is right now. And I tell everybody all the time, if you look at your basic Fortune 500 companies, Coach, Deltas, General Electric, Microsoft, whatever, the basic finance map, structure plan they have, marketing, advertising, research and development and stuff. If you can just mimic that on a minimal level, on your level, you'll be successful. You ain't got to do everything you know, but just what they have, shrink it down to your level, you'll be successful.
Okay.
So that's the thing about it. You don't trip about the tax bill. Trip about not being prepared for the tax bill.
Right. You said something early in the show when you said, you getting your profits for December, but you got January's tax bill.
Yeah.
So it's like you getting your profits for December, get it together so you can pay January's tax bill.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're already allocating that because
right.
what we're doing right now in December, whatever I make, I got to put 15%
right
to the side.
Right.
You pay it in January.
Right.
Same thing but see, I made a lot of money
in December
because everybody get ready for Christmas.
Right.
December, November bill wasn't that big because nobody went Christmas shopping.
Right.
And now I made all this money, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna take some of this money and have me a happy jolly Christmas.
Right.
And I'm not thinking about this bill I got paid in January. Right. But when January comes, everybody broke in January because they spend all their money for Christmas. Slow. Right? You get what I'm saying? January, February is always gonna be slow.
Right.
We had the food for Christmas.
Right.
So those kind of things gotta, be in your mind about doing it.
Yeah.
You gotta be proactive, guys. You gotta be proactive. I'm all about making money. I'm all about being a successful entrepreneur. But you gotta be disciplined, and that's one of the key things that hurt. We talked about that the other week. That's one of the key things that hurt a lot of entrepreneurs not being disciplined. Stuff. Heading in 2026, you cannot afford surprise tax bills. I'm just telling y'all now. Now that we have this is a December conversation, and we knocking on the door for the new year.
Right.
Shit, do something.
You can prepare for the next one.
Yeah, but you can do something also.
Right,
like, okay, at least be, even if you are like, dang, I had this bill coming. We want to know now as opposed to knowing when in January, February.
When business is slow.
Exactly. So, guys, just be proactive with everything, okay? The third thing is cash reserves or emergency fund. The economy is unpredictable. Rates shift. Costs rise. Clients drop all the damn time. All the dang time and stuff. So, you got to try to have some cash reserve or emergency fund. Every business needs to have at least 1 to 3 months of operating expenses saved. If you can't survive one bad month, your structure will be fragile. I'm gonna say this, guys. I understand it's already tough enough staying open.
Right.
So you're like, man, hey, D, how we gonna have a mercy fund? Hey, we living in an emergency life.
Right.
I ain't stupid.
Right.
I ain't stupid. Guys, this is what I'm telling y'all to do. This is the key thing. Just the key thing. If you know you already have cash flow problems and okay, it's hard for me to save money, Worst case scenario, try to be working in some way to get some kind of credit card or credit cards where you got available balances. I ain't say use them.
Right.
Where you got available balances. So if something happens, you can actually use those for that.
Right.
Because everybody, I get it.
Or lines of credit. Is that good too?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Same thing. Got a line of credit, got a credit card.
Okay.
Something available. So emergency wise, I can do that.
Okay.
Because if we got to do that, doing it now. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be exhausted those vehicles knowing we already going down the road. Look, this ain't even working.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be saying, empty out everything. You're already going on a backward path.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say put things in place. 6 Red Bone 28 says always have a backup plan for the backup plan. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure, guys. I can't stress enough that we have to look at things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say, well, now you think negative and all that kind of stuff, that's why business don't survive. The ones that survive, they're prepared for that.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give you a good example. When we had when COVID was around and Slick got COVID, we had to shut down for that month. There was nothing coming in. I couldn't charge you. I couldn't charge anybody for dues. And then wasn't doing no shows, but I still had to pay the fees, so I wouldn't have to start it back up for the show. But luckily, I had put money aside for that.
Yeah.
A lot of times I don't think about that, but I thought about it. I said, you know what? What if somebody gets sick, something happens? So I put money aside so I could keep those fees paying. So that way, when we did get started back up, I would have to go back in and sign back up and do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of prepared myself for, because there was just so much going on at that time. I kind of prepared myself just in case.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're not making billions of dollars. We're not making hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it's just the point of keeping the systems in place for when the stuff starts back up again.
Yeah, because anything can happen.
Right.
When I've been straight with everybody. We'll start paying for the training, October, November, advertising, getting prepped, and all that stuff. And the first piece of money don't really come in really the first week of March.
Mm-hmm.
So you talking 4 or 5 months you putting out and never come in. Then when money come in, I got to sit here and do what, Lab? Hey man, listen, because we talking about a 3-4 month window for the bulk of the money coming in. She's just gonna pay the rent.
Yep.
For the Riverdale office.
Right.
Gonna knock
the lights out.
Gonna get this out. Gonna prepay for this. Gonna get all that stuff out. Because like I said again, it's here.
Right.
Gonna pay the money.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna get it done.
Get it knocked out the way.
Out the way. You know what I'm saying? Capucci, you're gonna want to party in the song. You're gonna do that. Gonna take care of that kind of stuff.
Right. You know your habits.
Yeah. My thing is stuff with my kids now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That car went down. College and went, man. That's what threw me off. So those kind of things, just having those things, that emergency cash thing, guys. Again, I understand it may be slow, the money ain't came here. Now I get it. I'm not tripping on that, but use your alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
Use your alternatives. You can have $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 available credit. You ain't got to use them credit cards just because you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Just have it there so if something happens, you got it available to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth thing, updated legal structure and compliance. You got to make sure your LLC or corporation is in good standing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know most states that springtime, March, April. That's when those things, and they vary from state to state, but typically around in that time when that's going to be due. Annual registrations are filed.
Now let me say something about the LLC and the registrations. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Most states now you can pay that thing up for a couple of years and don't have to worry about it. That's what I did with this one. I paid it up until 2027, I think. But they give you that option. So, and people don't realize that if I type in your business name and it's not as good standards, it's going to say non-compliance on the state form, on the state website. Mm-hmm. It's going to say active non-compliant. So people going to know if you paying or not.
And even with, it's funny. I got a phone call earlier today. Somebody had said, they were listed, they had worked for us. Mm-hmm. And they called and say, just watch out, somebody should be calling. I said, what number were they calling? What number did you give them? Give them an office number, give them a cell phone. Well, they just say list the employees. So what that tells me is they're going to do what? Google the company, probably look and see it as a legitimate company, check out social media and things like that. Mm-hmm. So to your point is, go to Secretary of State website to see this is like really a legitimate business.
Right.
You don't necessarily know when that information get pulled. But again, we don't want to miss out on opportunities.
Right.
We don't want to pay no damn $50 bill.
Right.
Let's asinine shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, come on now. All that stuff we want to make sure it's in compliance. You want to have an update or operating agreements be updated. Let me tell y'all something, guys. Friendships are friendships, but contracts are forever. Because I'm just saying that what I mean by that is a lot of times you can get into with somebody and y'all get in the thick of it. And man, look, we partners, bro, and we're going to split it away and do it that way. But we start moving and you doing more work than I'm doing. But now we splitting money 2 ways. You're like, man, I don't like how this going.
Right. It don't even feel right.
No, it don't feel right. And it wasn't really a big deal because we were just talking at first. About hey, 50-50.
Right.
Damn, now, you got to go take your wife here. Go pick your kids up and all that kind of stuff. But, you did put some money in, but I'm doing all the work.
Right.
Why we splitting this money like this?
Right.
Well, we got an operating agreement where we say, okay, we did invest in this the same way, but I'm going to do most of the work and I'm going to get most of the profit, but you're going to get this in perpetuity. Have you got to set up?
Right.
You got to have things wrote down, guys. I'm telling you. I've seen this shit happen millions and millions of times where people are cool, family, friends, and stuff like that. And because they don't have the proper operating agreements on how the structure should operate, things blow up. It happens all the time. And you need to have something in place. And remember, we got agreements, we got plans. They can always change.
Right.
But you want to have something in place. Because anytime at your job when you got some bullshit, what you do? You go into the employee manual, you go into that and all that kind of stuff.
Go into HR.
Exactly.
Where it say that in the book at.
Exactly. So you need to have what? Your own.
Right.
So that, again, if you just mimic what most organizations that have been in business for over 10, 15, 20 years on a smaller scale, have those things in place, you'll make your life so much more easy. So much more easy. You want to have them licenses and permits, make sure they all current. Guys, I understand things happen. But we want to make sure we stay on top of everything. Hell, I done missed some stuff, okay? Damn, I forgot I should have paid this. I should have filed this and that. It happens. We all human.
You got to get I think a lot of small businesses, I don't know if they do or not, but I think they should know. Get your business license in the county, city your business is registered in.
Yeah, well, the key guys knowing to last point is registered with the state one time. But everywhere you have a physical location, you need to go get a business license, and that can vary to the last point. Some places may have you set the business license up in a particular city. Some may have you set that business license up in the county. But that's easy to find out.
And some may ask you to get the square footage. Others, even home businesses. When you're doing your business from home, you should have a business license, and they're gonna ask you the property line and all that stuff. It's a fairly simple process. It's just a matter of getting the information that you need to them.
Yeah, and the thing of it, we always want to be in compliance because we won't have to get stopped in the event we aren't, and then also we don't want to miss out on opportunities, but not having things in place. Okay, contracts, need to be reviewed. Hey, listen, we no longer doing these particular things. It's the stuff that we agreed on at first. We can't do it and stuff. Man, listen, we need to change a couple things here because we're no longer using that particular system, whatever. You want to review that stuff. Key thing is, guys, we're talking about stuff going in 2026. We're having this conversation this month because I want to kind of impact people. But a lot of these are things you probably should be doing in October, November. And be honest with you, because you don't want to put yourself in a funky spot trying to do so much at the
end of the year.
Yeah. A lot of just basic 4-quarter stuff. Getting it done, one missed renewal can cost you thousands of damn dollars. It can cost you thousands of dollars, especially when you start talking about the company that got dissolved. It's got to restart it back up to lost this contract and all that kind of stuff. Because the last point when they called to verify or looked it up online, none of that stuff is there. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Okay. Again, we're talking about 10 things entrepreneurs need to have covered going into 2026. We had number 5. That's business insurance that actually protects you. Business insurance that actually protects you. Here in 2026, many entrepreneurs are uninsured or underinsured. Guys, you need to review your general liability, the professional liability, cybersecurity coverage, workers' comp if applicable, key person insurance, business property coverage. Guys, I cannot stress to you enough to make sure you got all this shit covered. You may not need all them policies. You may not need all them policies, but a lot of them you do. You know, in my business, we got to have the general liability, the we call it E&O, which is errors and omissions. Just because we put a number in wrong or whatever.
Right.
That kind of stuff to cover us up, because again, that little number that I put in wrong, if it doesn't, if it's not correct, it can cost lab $1,000. Lab can't call me talking about, hey man, I tell him my bad. My bad.
My bad.
Shit, who gonna pay for it?
Right.
Cause that ain't Lab's fault.
It ain't funny, but I'm just saying, my bad.
That ain't my fault.
Right.
I got a tax business. I gotta have this cybersecurity stuff on play, because why? I'm holding bank accounts. We holding social security numbers. I gotta have all this shit invested, especially with spamware, malware, all these security stuff set up and everything. We start talking about key person insurance. You got a partner. He bump his head and die. Who gonna buy his family out?
Right.
How are we gonna pay to get another person to replace what they brought to the table? That stuff is super important, guys. Most of your major corporations have key person insurance set up on most of their CEOs or key people that they have, because again, there's a financial value attached to actually people that actually bring a lot to a business. Business is always, well, we said that before. A business pay you a lot of money, not if you work there. A business pay you a lot of money if you can make the business a lot of money.
Right.
So those kind of things about when it comes to replacing that particular person, there's a cost associated with it. So you got to kind of be thinking about those particular things. If something happens tomorrow, is your business going to be protected? Ask me. If something happens tomorrow, will your business be protected? We can hope, we can pray, we can wish that it don't happen, but things happen. If things bad stuff don't happen, we're prepared for it.
Right.
Just kind of put that out there in the atmosphere. Number 6 is a digital presence that makes you money. A digital presence that makes you money. Not cute, not trendy, but profitable.
Right.
You go out there and you gonna make your little. You want to go on Wix and make your own YouTube channel, and it look like a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
Oh, I can make the own one. You ain't got to trust nobody.
Right.
Man, go on spend that $200 or $300 on five. You know what I'm saying? Just go on and do that, guys. Get you some decent thing, because again, when people look at you, it's what leveled the playing field was websites, was Google. So if I turn around and say I got clothing line, this, that, and that, let me Google it up, boom, I got it. Right? I can Google it. I can look it on YouTube and things like that. So when you see my website and see Macy's website, no, I don't have the same product to Macy's, but it can look as nice. Well, okay, you're getting the same feel, same purpose of what you need. Exactly. So you want to make sure that, okay, this is something that I can use that's actually going to bring me, sales and revenue, things like that. But if you're so focused on got your picture everywhere, you got this other kind of stuff, I'm gonna tell you something funny. I see a lot of, especially this time of year, a lot of people that want to get into tax businesses. So they're putting these ads up for tax businesses where the women looking super sexy, the brothers dressed up in a suit. That shit ain't gonna make you no money. You might get somebody want to buy have sex with you.
Right.
But I'm just talking about as far as spending money with you. That's not that enticing.
The biggest thing I've learned in business is being less personal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know people say in business you need to be personable, you need to be a people person, but in all actuality, when you're trying to advertise yourself in your business, less personable generally wins out. That's why when you see websites like Macy's and this and they don't have pictures of the CEO on it. Now they may have it at the corporate office. These are our people. I've seen that a lot, but just on the site itself, like going to Macy's to get a shirt, you don't see the CEO in the corner talking about somebody's shirt looks good.
I totally agree with you. Only time it may be a situation where the person's piece, if it's you part of the brand, like your picture on your face on there and stuff. The lab has a great point with doing that. People get caught up in that so much, but I've seen that. I'm just thinking about these tax advertisements. People got the AI pictures and they got their sales looking sexy and stuff. Like, you're not going to get a quality client worrying about how you look. People want to make sure you're doing a good job, and they ain't going to get a call back from the IRS. And if your selling point is how you look, you're going to be SOL, and you're going to attract the type of people that like I said, they concerned about sleeping with you.
They ain't going to pay that $200 now.
Yeah, no, they ain't concerned about they going to talk you down and everything like that. But see, You got to kind of think about that kind of stuff. What are you selling? Now, if your product, again, if you're part of the brand, that's different.
Right.
But if you're selling a particular product or service, or that you tying yourself in with doing it, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I don't think people think about that enough. If you turn the table around, would you want to go to the fine girl to your taxes, or you want to go to the person gonna do it right?
Right.
You want to do it with a smooth brother, whatever. Like I said again, it might make sometimes people more at ease if somebody looks attractive with doing it. But once you ask 1 or 2 questions, you're like, man, they're dumb.
He don't know nothing. He just look good in the suit.
He just look good in that picture. Stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's gonna blow up on you every time.
Yeah. I think it's hard for people to take the personal aspect out of it when they're entrepreneurs. I mean, I deal with that at my current place of employment. When these people, we write these letters to folks, I'm like, you got to take the I and the meat out of it and replace it with stuff like, the contractor or the salesperson, because they don't. It's too personable. Yeah. These letters are too personal. You guys got to take yourself out of it. And and what I've learned from that is just hard for them to do, because they're the ones writing the letter. They're the ones, so they got to they feel like they got to put I in me. No, you don't.
I should never get in the way with me making money.
Right.
So I'm just I'm leave that alone. So you guys, what you need to make sure you got is a functioning website. You got clear offers on what you're offering, okay? Not your picture. You got to have automated lead capture where you ask the people come to your site, they getting some kind of prompt where they might got to submit their phone number, their address, email address, things like that. We can get some kind of continued communication. Got some good email marketing going on, consistent social media presence where you look active. You look active like you got a purpose. I really do like on Instagram and TikTok, a lot of the restaurants, they can consistently just keep posting. Hey, we had this night, we had ladies' night going on, we had karaoke going on and stuff like that. Guys, I'm tell you something. It may not go as fast as you want. I'm telling you, it may not go as fast as you want. But if you continue, one good night, one good experience can change your whole damn life. You just can't quit.
Got to keep pushing.
You just can't quit. And don't be so quick to want to say, okay, let me get an influencer in here, and they influence the wrong damn thing.
Right. Because they don't know, like we said earlier, and I know I'm going to contradict myself, but they don't know the vision that much. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? The passion that people have for certain things may not be the same as the passion that you have for your thing. You get what I'm saying? So,
you got to just be realistic about and spend some time about what your product is and who wants your product, as opposed to I want to just everybody see this. Everybody not going to spend money with you. Everybody can care less about you. But if you sit there and focus on this is the people that want my stuff, this is what my service, you just need to be able to get it to them, right? If people can't find you online in 2026, you're not going to exist.
Yeah.
If people can't find you online,
you don't exist.
People on these phones right now.
Yeah.
We are not reading the real yellow pages.
And they don't use the phone to call nobody.
They still make them.
No.
Yellow page?
No.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No, they don't come to your house no more.
You gotta be on there.
And even when you go to the yellow pages online, you gotta pay for a certain thing after a certain amount of questions.
I'm being honest with you. Something. What I'm still trying to figure out why they still exist. The Better Business Bureau. If I know I can get the same stuff off Google reviews, why am I doing that?
Well, because the current administration is getting rid of that anyway. But the Better Business Bureau it feels more official. But they don't even do anything anymore. They don't, like, you make a complaint and they don't even answer you no more.
Well, they do the same thing Google do.
Yeah. I'm talking about Better Business Bureau is supposed to be able to put a little bit of muscle behind your complaint. Yeah. Like if you say, I went to Ray's tax service and he stole our money and took my social security number and then give me no taxes back, that's where the Better Business Bureau can step in with some legal stuff and be like, oh, well, we're going to shut Ray's down and we're going to sue the owner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Google can't do that. All Google can do is just give you bad reviews and people put comments in there, and that's that.
I ain't know though. I take a word for it.
Yeah,
I thought they just left a damn bad mark on you.
No. They actually could do something for if they choose to. It used to be where they did an investigation. If they got enough complaints about you, they would investigate you.
Do that. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I still don't see what the hell they existing for though. But make sure we got that online presence, guys. Again, we're talking about things entrepreneurs need to have covered going into 2026. We done made it number 7. And number 7 is a marketing system that you can repeat. a marketing system which you compete. Remember, we talked about the difference between advertising and marketing. People get it confused. Advertising is the actual channels that you use, i.e., online, paper, radio, television. That's advertised. Marketing is actual people that's going to buy your products and stuff like that, the demographics, the pricing and stuff like that. So you can't afford to guess your way into sales. You got to ask yourself a couple questions, guys. How do new customers find me? How do new customers find me? Remember, guys, everybody do not want to buy your product or service. Everybody don't like you.
Right.
So you got to focus on who wants to buy it, okay?
Right.
How often am I in front of them? How often am I in front of them? Okay? Who are they? How often am I in front of them, right? Next is, what's my best performing offer? What make people move? The 2-for-1, buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one, next one 50% off. You know what I'm saying? Take this and you get a free such and such comment back. However you do it. What's my best performing offer? What platform drives the most conversation? Is it social media? Is it my website? Is it my YouTube channel? Instagram? Whatever it is. What drives my best conversation? You got to start asking yourself these questions. If you can't answer these questions, you don't have a marketing strategist. But you do have luck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look. You know, that's it.
And a lot of people have that.
Guys, make sure that you can ask yourself. Remember, it's not about trying to sell stuff. It's about selling things to the people that want your stuff. Since Raybone said, who is BBB? Is that who Lab is talking about? Who can shut you down? Yeah, that's what you talk about. Better Business Bureau.
Better Business Bureau. Yes.
You know, the power the Lab say they have, I have not known them to have.
They actually at one point they actually could shut you down.
No, I'm gonna say this to you. No. I ain't gonna argue with that. I just feel that Google review is way more impactful. Hell, I think damn Yelp reviews are way more impactful only because that information is more accessible to people than the Better Business Bureau review.
Right.
Because you might get a Better Bureau reaching out to you, but nobody may not necessarily see it.
Right.
Everybody gonna see the 4-point this or the 3-point something on Google.
I get that
when that pops up when they pull your name.
Right.
With it, even if they do or don't have the pull, but the information
is readily available, which can shut you down too because people just stop coming to you.
Absolutely.
And calling you and don't need you and wanting to use you for business. So yeah, I get that. Yeah. But the Better Business Bureau was supposed to have a little bit more teeth in their review. I don't think they have that same amount of power now because, like I said, current administration don't even want them to exist. So it just what it's
that's federal.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like what people do the EEOC.
Yeah. People
like, what does the EEOC do? You know what I'm saying? That's how the Better Business, which is under the Consumer Protection Bureau.
Okay.
CPB.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Which all that's going away.
It is? Yeah. Oh, okay. That's interesting, Lab. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a federal agency. I didn't know exactly. I mean, I'm thinking about it. I didn't really even know.
So they say Lab is correct. Right. I'm not sure how about BB how about the BB is now, but the BBB was more legal though. They had a lot more teeth back in the day.
Yeah, because I always felt I mean, I've had my businesses. I was paying like the $150 or whatever a year for that, and I just never, why you like, man, this ain't really.
Well, people kind of use that, 5-star rating of the Best Business Bureau. They kind of use that as a trophy. Yeah. Kind of use that. I'm a good business person. I do great things, but you can say I got 5-star rating on Google review now. Yeah. So I mean, it's the same. Same premise.
No, great. I mean, that's a great point because 20 years ago, with that, we first started that. Angie's List. There's a couple other platforms where you just can get listed, but all of them disappeared because again, hell, everything's on Google. Right. We're doing that, but that's interesting. I'm thinking about how just the evolution of certain things go. Things that was how you got to be innovative in regards to your response. Because that definitely explains why the Better Business Bureau is still around, the federal government keeping them open. Because again, you sitting there like a lot of them other options, the Angie's List. I don't want to say Craigslist, but I just Angie's and some of them other platforms where you can just go to, they have totally disappeared.
Yeah, I just think I think they should stay in business because they had more legal teeth. But the CPB should stay in business too because they protected the consumer from damage. It's all of the same umbrella. you get a brand new light, you plug it in, and it shocks you to death because the wire inside the pole is terrible. Mm-hmm. That's when you tell CPB, hey, I bought this light from John's store down the street, and it was wire faulty, and it shocked me, or it shocked my spouse to death, and now he's passed away, and I need to sue him. That's when the CBP kicks in and say recall, like recalls. They recall stuff.
Okay, that's interesting. Man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking at that. I just never knew how that process worked. I appreciate that. Again, we're talking about 10 things entrepreneurs need to have covered going in 2026. We made it down to number 8, and this is a very, very, very important because this actual one right here is one I think one of the things the most detrimental to most entrepreneurs is because people are so stuck on being a certain way and not adjusting how things change. It always come back and bite them in the butt, right? And that's update pricing that reflects your value and the economy. Updating your pricing that reflects your value and the economy.
Most definitely.
Inflation changed everything. Your costs went up, but did your prices go? So you can't be Mr. Lower than low or whatever. Walmart do it because Walmart's at scale. They got so many they can afford to be so damn cheap.
One takes care of the other.
Yeah. You can't afford to be that way.
Right. So
you want to sit here and say, yeah, I'm going to give this big old plate for breakfast for $5, the home of the $5 breakfast, and everybody go in there. But your
eggs is $5 a cart.
Your Cisco be in a triple, right? You don't see it and finding all these different things. Bacon is not what they used to be. Eggs aren't what they used to be. The grease ain't what it used to be. Even the boxes that you bought, everything has went up. But you still want to be the home of the $5 breakfast. You just can't do that, right? And you got to understand that with inflation, with the state of the economy is now, you got to be able to adjust for that and be confident in your prices.
And be willing to turn down business if they don't want to pay the prices. They're not for you.
Yeah, too many entrepreneurs ain't raised their prices in years.
Yeah,
too many ain't, and everything. I'm just saying, when the thing that you say, well, we just want to be able to make a place where people can feel good and all this other kind of stuff. I get it. I totally understand it. But you just got to keep the lights on too, right? And so that's why so many times you see people that have been mainstays in the community, like, hey, they're going out of business because they still trying to feed y'all on damn squirrel nuts. And it's not gonna happen. You got to be able to just be able to reflect that. If people care about you and stuff, they ain't gonna mind doing it. What's number one thing people pay for no matter what the price go, and they need it every day? Gas. So like, you sitting there like, hey, at the end of the day, even with food, people might sit here and say, oh, well, let me go grow a garden, or let me go get some chickens. But that gas, that shit can go from $2 to $4. They still gonna buy it.
They gotta get it. So he says Walmart sells all the big name brands now as well.
Yeah, but like I said, however they do it, they got up, down, whatever. They can do everything at scale. Average can't compete at. You got to be okay with that, because especially if you've been consistent, you've been giving a good value product, you cannot be on this. I ain't saying you got to be a lower price, but again, you might be the new home of the 750 plate. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Take it up a little bit, because you have to be able to adjust with the economy. Okay.
Most definitely.
Your pricing, guys, should match your expenses, cover your costs, support your profit goals, and you got to stay competitive, right? Do not take 2025 prices into 2026. I tell y'all all the time, I'm Mr. Short Dollar. I ain't Mr. Low Dollar.
Right.
I am not the $100 tax man. Get your ass the hell out of my office. When you walk in my office, I got all them degrees on the wall.
Right.
All them certifications on the wall. That's what you're paying for, baby. You paying me for what I know. You ain't paying me for what I do.
Right.
I can do it myself. Do them.
Knock yourself out.
I ain't tripping.
Right.
I ain't tripping. Somebody done sit here and went to mechanic school. They done got their certifications. They done become this electrical tech. You can't go to them with Mr. Charlie expectation for the prices. You can't.
You can't.
You walk out of AutoZone or Pep Boys. You got your neighborhood mechanic. They got his neighborhood habit. You gonna sit here and put a damn motor in your car for $30? He ain't really got no.
Funny, but it's
funny. He ain't got no tools. He borrowed your tools. He come back 3 hours later. He covered in blood and oil. I got you covered, man. Got you ready. oil everywhere.
How much you cost? Give me a deuce.
Hey, give me a deuce, man. What you gonna get? Whatever you gonna get. Whatever you gonna give me. Whatever you gonna give me, man.
Right.
You know, you gave him a chuck burger and a deuce. You can't give a deuce. Gonna give him a 40.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, boy. You haven't sent, man. But you gotta, guys. We gotta make sure we're competitive with our pricing. Okay.
Slick says there are so many restaurants going out of business now.
Yeah, man. The restaurant industry is extremely competitive. I just wish more people that get into that industry are more knowledgeable of the industry. I don't think enough people. I think people are business minded, but they're not restaurant minded. Understanding the operation, the ins and out of it. Because there's we talked about that before. You know, my master's in supply chain, but there's a science from coming in the parking lot, walking in Red Lobster, meeting the person at the front desk. They sit you down, serve my time. You know, you're supposed to get your food. They be the appetizer, entrees, eat, pay your bill, and get out of there. It's a science in regards mathematically how that's supposed to happen. Same thing with the whole concept of the 5-minute quick lube place. Hit the parking lot, walk in, bomb. It's supposed to be out. Almost done like 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Right.
Like you're supposed to be able to do that. And a lot of times when people don't adhere or experience with that, that's where it blow up on you. Because you figure that because I go to restaurants, I go to cigar spots, I go to clubs, I know how they operate. You know about advertising. You know about operate. You go see so how we gonna forecast staff, right? How we gonna project the money we're making off food? How we money we're making off alcohol? Food bring in what 3 to 5%, you know, profit, right? So we sitting there like, if you don't understand this,
right?
How you gonna do that?
How much your budget is per plate?
Yeah. And so you start sitting there looking at the kind of stuff, and people looking at you like at you funny, like you don't call them a name. No, man, this is what you got to know.
Right.
Go work in Applebee's for about 6 months to a year. Go work at Cracker Barrel. Go work at a club. Do this, that, and learning. You know what I'm saying? Bump your head and get some information and some experience. Now you sit here and say, okay, now I got it. I done cut my teeth and did this other kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give you a good example. I just saw this on the documentary on Netflix about Bad Boy, and they were saying how Suge Knight was a street dude, but he used to be bodyguards for a lot of these artists. He bodyguard for Brian McKnight and I'll Be Sure, stuff like that. So he used to go on tour with him. He said he was a street dude, but he knew business. So what he did was he paid attention, seeing who wasn't getting paid right, how their money wasn't coming to him, and all this. And he decided to do it differently. That's how he started Death Row. Yeah. So he paid attention to what was going on. So that's like you said, go to Applebee's, go here, go there, learn a little bit first before you start the business. That's what he did.
Pride gets in the way of so many people from them being expand and grow. You too damn. You too proud for work at McDonald's. You too proud for work at Applebee's and get you some damn knowledge. But you ain't too proud to put a GoFundMe on Facebook and everything. Hey, support me, this, that, and that.
Right.
Go cut your teeth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your ego won't let you sit here and go do that.
Yeah.
Oh man, well I ain't really got to work here, man. I'm just doing this. Man, damn.
Nobody care.
You don't owe me shit.
I don't know you.
Yeah, you ain't got to explain that to me. Because I'm here. I'm trying to get here. I'm not tripping on it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when we were sitting there back in 02, 03, I'm out there getting out them damn flyers out there in Kmart parking lot. I'm doing all this free stuff on the radio and all this other kind of stuff. I wanted my money.
Right.
But big picture wise, I got to get me a book of business. I got to get clients. I got to get out there.
Right.
I got to get experience and stuff like that. I'm doing things, hearing BS and all this other kind of stuff. But big picture, nobody owes you nothing, man.
Right. You got to make it happen.
It's for you.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just saying, pride and ego will hold you back so much. But make sure those prices are updated. Number 9, systems that reduce stress and increase efficiency. Your business should not depend on your energy or your mood. You need to understand these couple things, guys. We say systems in place. That means you got the proper structure in there, okay? You cannot be trying to do tasks. Like I say, a lot of time in business, far too often people work for them doing you're tied up doing $10 an hour jobs, so you probably can outsource that kind of stuff. You ain't got time to be working on your website. You ain't got time to be sitting here trying to post this and post that and all this stuff on social media. You ain't got time to be sitting here making certain callbacks and things like that. You got to pay somebody to do that. The money you think that you ain't got, you can't afford to get. You can't get the money you potentially will be able to get because you're so tired of you don't want to pay nobody to do that. Those $10 an hour jobs that you are doing, those tasks, you can get one person to do that, probably pay about $300 to $500 a month, and that will free you up to make you thousands of dollars a month.
Right.
You got to understand what I'm getting at, because if you got this, you need to be focused on using this. If I'm out here sweeping and websites and stuff like that, I'll never be able to do it. You got to have automation tools, standard operating procedures where it's structured. Remember, when you go to a new job, they give you the employee manual. These are the rules, right? Follow it. You got to have the same thing for your business, okay? A CRM, customer, what is it? Customer CRM is, or customer what, Lab? Oh, Lord. Come on, Lab. Damn, Lab, Google it. You're right there, computer, man.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of myself by my name.
And by definition, CRM is typically, it is basically rather your system in place where it's always going to be like a database holding all your customer information, reaching out to customers, sending them emails, following up with them and everything. CRM is what, Lab?
Customer relations management.
Customer relations management. And that would be something like your constant contacts, your MailChimps, things that they have Apricot. And like I said, their actual systems that are set in place where when you get customers, they got the names, email addresses, their births. They send them emails on their birthdays, send them letters or something like that during certain times of the year, like tax time coming. Hey, those kind of things. Have your good CRM in place. Remember, purchase it based off of what kind of business you have and where you are with everything, okay? Got templates in place. Again, you don't need to redo a contract or a lease. Had to give PJ a lease to give for a tenant today. Hey, basically, hey, bro, that's it. Change the name, change the dates. If there's any additions and anything like the rent amount, deposits and stuff like that, it's our standard. If they're going to do anything different, we can make them adjustments on them, but it's already there. Delegation plan, even if it's just part-time help. You got them $10 an hour people or $10 an hour tasks going on, you want to outsource it, you got a virtual assistant, something like that, write down them items. Okay, I got these items that I really don't have time to do, but I'm losing time doing it. Write them down, just say, okay, cool, this is what I need you doing. And have a plan in place how you, not necessarily that you telling them what to do, have a plan in place on how you're going to train them to do it. Once they have it trained, just like you do when you got your new job, you can start doing it on your own. You can't just tell people, I need you to call folks.
Right.
Already have the plan in place on how you want them to call. Have all that stuff set up. If you have issues doing that, what I always tell you to do, go on Fiverr. We got a link to Fiverr in the description section of all my videos. Get that, go to Fiverr. Get you somebody to draft. You're looking at hiring virtual assistants. Have somebody who drafts some kind of training list or task list for them. And now they see it. Right? You can't just, when you hire people, understand, guys, you just can't say, I want you to do this. That shit don't work.
Right.
Because somebody hire you, Lab, I want you to, paint these buildings. I want you to set up these kind of things to call these particular people. What a script.
Right.
Who do I call?
How do I talk to them?
You got to build that plan out. It's going to take you a little time. But once you got the system in place, everybody's just going to roll. And you're going to make money after money after money after money. I want y'all to understand that, okay? The more you automate, the more you can scale. The more you automate, the more you can scale. So the less you're doing, you got a system in place, the more I can add in another store, add in another business, add in another business. Because why? The system is going. Right. But I always tell people, Poochie's Rib Shack does not have the same value as McDonald's does. McDonald's can change hands every day. Poochie's Rib Shack will have a problem. Why? Because Poochie part of it. Everybody like, Poochie coming out there. Y'all like them ribs?
Right.
I'm hugging babies, kissing everybody, taking pictures and shit. McDonald's can change hands 5 times a week and they always value increase. Why? Because it doesn't matter. It's a fully automated system that's always going to be the same way. It's never going to change. So it's always going to make money. It has nothing tied up with a particular person, place, or thing, right? Understand that the more you can do that, now you can make more and more and more money because, again, you just got functioning automated systems in place, okay?
Slick says the brains of the restaurant that I will have my birthday party at was a guy sitting at the bar on his computer. He wasn't drinking or socializing. He was just watching and writing. So, that guy was just there. He was part of the system.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't know he was part of the system unless you was paying attention to it.
And that's the thing about it. You don't never want to discredit the actual structure to be in place for certain things.
Chandler Donald, Donald. He says we can do it for you. Then he put his information and email information in the chat. So I don't know.
Can do what?
Guess automate the system.
Automate the system.
Yeah.
That's what we got just being the services for.
CRM, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's what we got a full scale accounting firm.
Right.
But you better send $5 or $10 in advertise your damn business on my platform. Better send $5 in the chat, $10. Gotta advertise your business, and I can do that for you.
Right.
And I appreciate that, but I meant what the hell I said about that money. Advertising y'all shit on my stuff. Laugh. I'm so damn serious right now.
Right.
The last thing again, we're talking about 10 things that entrepreneurs need to have covered going into 2026. The last one is a growth plan, and even if it's simple, you want to have a growth plan. You need clarity on where you're going next year. You want to have revenue goals.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have new service and products.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have hiring plans. You want to have equipment or software upgrades, expansion opportunities, and partnership and collaborations. If you don't know where you're going, you will drift. You can't afford to drift in 2026.
No.
So guys, remember, if anything that's not written down, it's going to be a dream. Mm-hmm. So we got to put a pen and paper. We got to sit down. It keeps us accountable because we got to see it. We just talk about, oh man, I forgot about that. But that shit on paper.
Right.
It's on that board behind us. We're going to constantly see it, and we got to be accountable to it.
Mm-hmm.
Put pen and paper. Write it down. Have things in place. This is what we expect to make. This is what we expect to do. New people come in. This is how we're going to integrate them into our system.
Mm-hmm.
You can't afford not to have those kind of things, guys. Entrepreneurs fail not because they lack talent. It's because, again, they lack preparation. Some of the most dynamic and businesses, restaurants, and stuff like that I've seen, man, they're great theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
When we start talking about actual structure-wise, they crumble. 2026 is going to reward people who have structure, discipline, and system. So get the foundation right now.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, and that's going to be the same thing for 27, 28, 29, and 30.
Mm-hmm.
Get your structure together, get your discipline together. You don't want to be winging it. You got to stop hoping for a breakthrough and just start preparing like the business owner, that you can be.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to win in 2026. I want everybody to win. The way I roll with everything, I don't talk to people like they're stupid. I don't talk to people like they're dumb, but I do talk to people like, hey, man, you got to be honest with yourself about where you at and where you're trying to be.
And what you're capable of.
And that's the thing good. Because that's why I said, again, I think everybody wants to be this business owner and all this other kind of stuff and, get off the plantation, do all this other kind of shit. But everybody ain't the type of person to get out there and deal with a lot of noise.
Right.
Every person out there, like I said, go out there and get money.
Mm-hmm.
The first no they get,
they backing it up.
Things get slow.
Mm-hmm.
You might, go a week or two,
mm-hmm.
no sales.
Mm-hmm.
Third week, it's boom, 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 boom. Fourth week, back to the desert.
Mm-hmm.
We got to be able to sit here, be able to withstand and be consistent and be resilient enough to be able to handle through that. And if you do that, guys, especially with the discipline, and you follow the stuff we talked about, you have success, guys. Listen, for more guidance and more assistance with great information like we just talked about, guys, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Again, that's Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take advantage of the over 1,500 videos we got on YouTube channel. We got an active grant playlist with over 150 different active grant opportunities for you guys to take advantage of. So definitely go to, again, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. And guys, listen, PJ say he got it fixed, but they haven't launched it. Tomorrow is going to be launched. The actual TikTok store.
Okay.
But if not, you can go check out this book. This is the perfect stocking stuff.
Right.
Short Dollars and Cents. You can Google it. Google it. Short Dollars and Cents. We got it live right now at Amazon. Take advantage of a $15 read. Got 13 different chapters. A lot of great information here covering anything from a personal finance standpoint. It took me 2 years to write this book, but I'm telling you guys, it'll give you over 20 years of benefit for just taking advantage of the information that's there, guys. So definitely go to Amazon, short dollars and cents. It'll be in the TikTok store live within the next 48 hours. PJ said he finished it.
Okay.
I didn't just review it. He told me that earlier today.
Okay.
I just been, just tied up. But definitely, guys, if you haven't, go to short dollars and cents. Google it. You'll see this handsome face come up on Amazon. Take advantage of it, guys. Again, it's $15. A lot of great information there, and take advantage of it. Also, if you follow us on social media, you'll see the actual dollar store link. I gotta start having that stuff scrolling on the StreamYard. Get Mr. Short Dollar gift. We got everything you want. Leggings. We've got the holiday stuff and everything. But definitely go there, man. And I want to say this: that we had what 97,000.
Yeah, I looked at it today.
We had 97,000 on Mr. Short Dollar. Let's end the year right. Let's go hit that 100K.
100K for Chris for the new year.
Hey, come on,
Come in January 1 with 100K.
Yes, sir. I want that big old statue. I want that. I want to be the first at Misfits Radio to do that. We say, hey, y'all, this is what we got, baby.
That's right. This
is what we got, baby. But all stuff aside, I want to tell everybody, thank you so much for all love and support you've been giving me and everything. We've been working hard. At 25, we're going to have another show and everything. But I do want to just tell you guys again, I appreciate the love and support. I hope you've been benefiting from it. And I definitely know you will be benefiting again with all the great information going in 2026. So again, if you just came in later in the show, go to the YouTube channel, check the show out in its full entirety. Y'all be safe out there. Love you all. And I'll talk with you soon.